over to the parliament. That is the problem in Jamaica. The Speaker of the House do not know when to put on her wife attire from when to put on the Speaker attire. And I must commend the opposition PNP this morning. I think it was a chess move on their part. Yes, to agree with them to allow Juliet to sit down up there as the speaker, because we know the day would come when Juliet would shit on the throne. Make her sit down and calm. You don't think I'm ready to bust up my mouth? Make her sit down and relax myself and calm. We knew the day would come when Juliet would shit up right up there in the speaker. We knew the day would come. And so, Jamaica, I must commend my party and to the duns them. We keep on and say, why Mark Golding agree? But how is it that 25? I don't sit and argue and entertain dunce conversations, you know. I've seen many persons saying, how comes the opposition never this and we are complaining now and we were apart to agree in you that even if the 28th PNP MP decides to them and go stand up and don't support, it is 35 of them, and if we in the opposition say we don't support her, all they would have done is bring the matter to a vote. And if it is one thing me see with the Labour Party, when them want pass something, just can get ahead. So even if the PNP did not support Juliet Holness as the Speaker of the House, they would have moved to a vote. And the 35 of them would have voted for her. And 28 cannot stand to 35. So let us done with the dunce conversation of why the opposition supported. I've seen them posting up pictures. Yeah? Where other members on the PNP standing up and say, yes, we support Juliet. Like, what else you know did want the opposition to do? You know, you say we are idiot? We played a chess game and we played it well because we know say Juliet did go up, they go shit in the chair and she cannot sit down in there for too long. We knew that, hence the reason why we didn't fight them. We allow her to sit up there in that chair. So Juliet sit down in the mess. And we now stop plaster you in the shit up there. You shall sit in that chair and take the jabs. Yes, because you do not know when to be a wife and when to be a speaker. Now, when I listen to that interview, come here, Labour Rights, because I never hear Nickiesha Burchell say Juliet control Andrew, you know. She said her behavior is like some who would. That is a big difference, you know. Big difference. Burchell said that you cannot get away with that behavior in a marriage. And I don't know why the outrage from the Labour Rights, a coordinated attack from parliamentarians present and past, especially the big tongue, big foot, big hand, big bodied one from Southeast and Catherine Robert Miller. See me, but in deeply disappointed by the comments of MP Burchell. It look like them fling you from West Portland. So you come back now as Southeast St. Catherine. I try to make a move. Portmore people no like no big foot, big tongue unless you can use your tongue. You no have nowhere going in Southeast St. Catherine anymore. So for you to come back on the scene trying to seek some relevance, big tongue, big rab, you will be going nowhere in Southeast St. Catherine. All right? I don't know what is wrong with these members of parliament that would have lost their seat. Eh? And none hot me so than the rejected one. Eh? The rejected one from South St. James, Homer Davis. Hmm? Where were the labor rights? Tell me now. Let us be honest, Jamaica. When the labor rights, them including Andrew Holness, yeah, went down to South St. James and campaigned on the candidate at the time, Nickiesha Burchell. And them go on with themselves. And when they not talk about my golden wife, when they not talk about my golden skin color, and I saw them drag the PNP, and I saw them drag them, when they not satisfied with that, then start pa Nickiesha Burchell. The Homer Davis him turn up with film Blacky Tutu. And I saw him spin her around and him drag her, yes, and him bring her to the front of the stadium and him spin his wife and turn him around and he make everybody down there know say everything real, not no fake and breast and wing and tie and all of the things them pan him wife. And it was in that moment, Jamaica, we knew that Homer Davis is on his way out. We knew right there and then that Nickiesha Burchell would become the next member of parliament for South St. James. The whole moment a Gilatin for peace soup, not knowing that they would have just caused Homer Davis to lose the seat. If you guys remember that video, Homer Davis stood and stooped so low. Yeah? And he said everything real pan him wife and him take up the poor Blacky to dark like a midnight. The poor woman never want get up out her seat. And Homer Davis dragged the woman to the front of the stage and pat her down, breasts and thigh and wing and leg. And I saw him as pat up the woman. And the Prime Minister sat there and laugh and hopping up in crutches and gilatin with them in a South St. James. And it was that moment, Jamaica. It was that moment, yeah, that we would have lost all respect for Juliet Holness. None of them in the Jamaica Labour Party stood up and said, no, we must not comment on the physical attributes Where the woman them the way you bring in a politics. Yeah? Where were you? Eh? Come let me sit down up good in a me chair. Eh? Belly woman. Belly woman. Yeah? The time you take, I open up your stinking mouth and I talk about constituency a deteriorate and the people them a come out and class you. Where you find time for going on internet to talk about Nickiesha Burchell and looking at your constituency. Eh? Come here, man, you're too out of order. I make me remind you who the hell you are. Come here. Looking at your constituency, Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, where you find time gone past social media. Eh? Fi come open up your dirty mouth. Fi come talk about Nickiesha Burchell. Well, Jamaica people, me want you listen to the people in a fair constituency. A class are this morning. Kindly listen, Jamaica. Yeah? To the residents in Juliet Cuthbert Flynn constituency where she find time, woman, and look the constituency where you're representing. Listen, yeah.
If Juliet Cuthbert tired, what about us?
Anybody in the Jamaica Labour Party.
Jamaica, you listen to what the people them in her constituency have been saying about her.
Somebody please draw attention to Juliet Cuthbert Flynn of the party name.
Because we are fed up and we are tired.
This part I really want to take a look at because we don't have no farmer driving road right here, so whatsoever. None. And I don't think they can even do it justice.
This is the main road from Parks Road to Rock Hall, right? And this road has not been fixed in years. And when I say years, I mean for the last 2 elections. General elections, by the way, right? And there is no effort being made to fix the road. And it does not matter how much time we come here, our ball, our complain, I saw the road look, and we are here drive on this every single day. And when the hurricane took place last year, it made the roads even worse. I mean, I tell you, say you don't even see no amount of effort to actually start repair the road, none whatsoever. We just have to take it. Are we tired of it? Fed up?
I could go on and on, really and truly I could, but we don't have enough space on my phone for that.
This is another bad patch, and there are so many bad patches. Like the entire road is in a deplorable state. Like there's literally no road to drive on.
This road belongs to Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, right? I hope I'm correct saying her name correctly. And the truth is that it no matter how much time you tag her, it does not matter how much time you publicly speak on the roads in her constituencies, she's not gonna fix them. Right? But I am still gonna upload all these videos daily so that somebody can say we are suffer one next bad patch again. The Rockall Road has not been fixed in years. And then them wait until it gets so bad now because let's be honest, it never did have to get to this. You understand? The road fixed years, donkey years ago, and nobody no look up Rockall Road. And people go this way. People traverse this road daily. This is disgusting. And we have to drive on this every single day. Every day. I mean, I don't know why there's not enough outrage. Enough time people say, Shantana, I like the road up Rockall. I like the road going to Stony so that them can see the conditions of the road. Me see the girl I highlight over Glengarth. And Glengarth Nana Road for 2. See me a drive to an next bad patch. Like me. It's high time now, Juliet, come fix the road. High time. This is disgusting now. Like, I'm fed up. Like, it is uncomfortable. People are here. What should be a 20 minutes drive has become a 40 minutes drive or an hour drive. It is unfair.
This is another part of the road. This is just as you are going around the corner. So more time when people are going around the corner.
Somebody please draw attention to Juliet Cuthbert Flynn of what the party name? The Jamaica Labour Party.
You hear that, Jamaica? Yes. Look the condition of this woman constituency where you find time, fi go sit down pan platform and a talk about the next woman. Belly woman, make me move away from your constituency a little bit. When you are talk about people, what make you not talk about yourself? All of the belly them which try to carry and the careless grind them where you put on in America. When you should have run up the track and try to bring one gold medal. Remember, I know you not bring one gold medal come give Jamaica, you know. Remember you is second best. Not a gold medal, you know, give Jamaica. You are second best. The time you the America put on the old careless grind them and the belly them which are to dash way. Look here, no Jamaica. Well, they make me back up myself because me no want nobody come for me this morning. Remember, you come tell Jamaica people say you dash way belly, you know. Remember, it's you come can't tell people say you kill the belly them in America. So me no want no girl, me no want no boy come crucify me this morning and say me rude and me out of order. Are you, Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, tell the Honorable Parliament say you support abortion because you kill belly while you were living in America? So before the drunk of them come for me this morning, make me clearly make the record straight. You, Cuthbert Flynn, tell the Jamaican people say you dash with belly. So when you come and open your mouth about Nickiesha Burchell, let us remind Jamaica who we're speaking about. So Jamaica, without any further ado, listen to this woman, proudly acknowledging, say she kill belly. Listen to the germs. Watch me and you. Out of order.
I chose my life over something that I was not certain about. I did not plan on it. And because I was told that I could not have gotten pregnant. Right? And it doesn't mean I went on to have 2 more children. It doesn't mean, as you state, that you chose life because you are for life. I think people who have abortions, it's not that they're not for life. It is not that they're not for life. Why they choose to have an abortion. It is possibly their circumstance why they choose to have an abortion. And that person was me at the age 19. And so I had a brain tumor that was pressing on my optic nerve, that was creating severe headaches, that I would have gone blind. I was 19. And I had to have surgery. That's the difference between you and myself. You did not need surgery apparently because your tumor was shrinking. Function, I was passing out every week. I was fainting, dropping down on the track. Okay? Ending up in the hospital on a drip, not knowing what was wrong with me. And I was not going to take that chance. I wanted to live. Me.
Stick up in. Come here, liar, late pen girl. What you mean say you never know what was wrong with you? What you mean by you are faint and a drop and The time you take a throw down the careless grind them in America, when you should have they put the work on the track. Oh, you mean you never know what was wrong with you? The hood them, when you did a take, and the careless grind them, when you did a put down in America, Juliet. You never know, say one day you did a go breed. So how you come out and bring your mouth about one other woman? When you dash for the belly them while you were in America. Remember no me come out, come talk it, you tell we in the parliament, hey, you dash for belly. So while you're there bringing down another woman, let Jamaica know exactly the kind of woman you are this blessed Labor Day. Who the hell you think you are, but you they bring your dirty mouth to Nickiesha Burchell? And myself, Nickiesha Burchell ever open up her mouth, a thump her in her back. We, in the public, we defend Nickiesha Burchell. Leave we out here to defend our queen of this house. Hey, girl, come here. What you mean? But you never know what wrong with you. Imagine you gonna foreign. Go run. Say you're there in a school. And when you fit in a school, you they put on the careless grind them and nothing but you take the wrong cock and breed. And it a go destroy your career. Yeah? Because then send you figure run, they never send you figure take cock. But you go breed now. And your future depend the line. You run go dash for the belly and come and tell good Jamaican people about how you have tumor upon your head. You look here no lady. Look here no lady. Look here. Wrong somebody you come out. Come a class. Wrong somebody. You come and open up your mouth. Oh, you mean you never know what was wrong with you? You're finding yourself passing out. And you're finding yourself this. And you're finding yourself that. What you mean? If you they put on careless grind, you know, must expect that one day you go breed. Not but you realize now, say the disgrace I go come down in the Jamaica Labour Party and who sponsor your figure in a foreign. You gonna put on the careless grind them in America and now you breed, you come dash with the belly and come and talk about you have tumor and all of the things. Them wicked girl from Lake Pen. No call Nickiesha Burchell name in your dirty mouth and go find something in your constituency. Look at the dirty condition in your constituency. But you come and call Nickiesha Burchell name in your mouth. Me say if Burchell ever answer when you see a thumper in her back, leave them kind of people here to we. Cause we now come out, come tell no lie pan them. Gyal know you dash for the belly them. How you can't tell we say you dash for the belly them in America and come and give it excuse about tumor upon your brain. Tumor upon which brain? When you did that take the big cock them and the things them, you never expect say one day you did a go breed. You don't have nothing in class. If you can't open up your mouth about another woman, you're rude and feisty girl. You don't have no class and no decorum and come and open up your mouth and come and talk about Nickiesha Burchell. You're out of order. Listen the girl. Listen ya.
And so I'm here and I was able to have a child and another one after. So again, the point I'm trying to make is there are many situations in life that is not just black and white and it's not just the same for everyone. And I don't think, even my doctor made a mistake at the time in Philadelphia. I never had any remorse for what I chose to do that day.
You hear that, Jamaica? You hear that? You hear that, Jamaica? She never have no remorse. Based on what she chose to do that day. When they put on the careless grind them in America, you know, so you go breed. The belly them where you dash way. as a woman and have the audacity to come out up your dirty mouth about Nickiesha Burchell. What you know about Nickiesha Burchell? Hey, girl, lift up. Eh? When you come and talk about words that Nickiesha Burchell use to describe speaker, you hear Nickiesha Burchell call Juliet name in her mouth. What happened to the nasty, dirty word them? Where you tell your worker them in your community? What happened to the nasty, dirty words them where you tell your workers them? Listen to Juliet Burchell and a rotten mouth, but she come and talk about Nickiesha Burchell. You listen to this dog. Listen to her.
If Juliet Cuthbert tired, what about us? Anybody in the Jamaica Labour Party. Because I'm fucking sick and tired of you, okay? I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to fucking hear from you. I asked Siobhan to choose a project. He's yet to choose a fucking project, okay? I'm the one who told him that I'm going to give him paint and cement for somebody's house, to fix up somebody's house. Up to now, he hasn't come to me to tell me anything about King Weston and what he wants to do. He called me yesterday to tell me he wants ply and nail and some other stuff for this lady's house. He has not chosen a project. So don't come to me unless you know your fucking facts. And you're the head cook and bottle washer for every fucking thing. Why don't you become the fucking MP then? Huh? Since you're the one delegating and telling me what I must do and how I must run things. You do it. Come and take my job then. Let me fucking tell you something. You go and you play this back to anybody in the Jamaica Labour Party. Because I'm fucking sick and tired of you. Okay?
All right. You listen to this ghetto slime. You listen to this ghetto slime. Yeah? Me want to ask the people of Jamaica this blessed Labor Day morning. When you ever hear the honorable member for South St. James, Nickiesha Burchell, utter such language out of her good throat back? Me the wait, you know, cause me want to know answer me. Me say, me want the people tell me this morning, when you ever hear the good pastor daughter speak in such a manner towards anybody yet, where is the outcry? Where is the outrage? You hear nothing from the Jamaica Labour Party. But you hear them now. I come out. Yeah? And I try to ridicule the good woman. Leave them to we. Nickiesha Burchell. Me say if you ever open your mouth, you see, girl. Me say if Burchell ever answer them, me personally a thumper in her back. Leave them, yeah, to we the people in this country. The bad word belly woman. I come and open up her mouth towards the good pastor daughter. You're rude and feisty. Let me make Jamaica hear the rotten mouth woman one more time. Listen to the rotten mouth woman.
If Juliet Cuthbert tired, what about us? Anybody in the Jamaica Labour Party. Because I'm fucking sick and tired of you. Okay? I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to fucking hear from you. I asked Siobhan to choose a project. He's yet to choose a fucking project. Okay? I'm the one who told him that I'm going to give him paint and cement for somebody's house, to fix up somebody's house. Up to now, he hasn't come to me to tell me anything about King Weston and what he wants to do. He called me yesterday to tell me he wants ply and nail and some other stuff for this lady's house. He has not chosen a project. So don't come to me unless you know your fucking facts. Why don't you become the fucking MP? Since you know everything and you're the head cook and bottle washer for every fucking thing. Why don't you become the fucking MP then? Huh? Since you're the one delegating and telling me what I must do and how I must run things. You do it. Come and take my job then. Let me fucking tell you something. You go and you play this back to anybody in the Jamaica Labour Party. Because I'm fucking sick and tired of you. Okay?
You listen to age. She's speaking to women, a party worker in her constituency. Yeah? And that is how she speaks to them. Another woman. Yeah? Where is the outrage on that matter? But you come now with no outrage towards Nickiesha Burchell. Nickiesha Burchell tell Jamaica what the whole we did say from day one. Eh? We salute her for speaking up. What many afraid to tell Juliet to her face. She has not said anything that was wrong. Up to now, the woman no go in a nobody bedroom. She no swear, she no cuss no bad word. She spoke eloquently and she speak the truth. And that is the reason why, yeah, it has set her free this morning. Not a peep out of your mouth, Nickiesha Burchell. Let them continue to talk, to beat them bad. This morning. Because they want Nickiesha Burchell to answer. Me say if you ever answer, you see. If you ever come out, come answer them. A queen must never come off of her throne. Yeah? To address the old peasants them throwing stones. And let me repeat it again. A queen must never come down off her throne. Yeah? To address no peasants throwing stones. And I hope you not get it through no thick skull this morning. Rude and feisty girl. Jamaica people, when I come back, you see, I'm going to turn up the class a little bit more. Judgment in the Jamaica Labour Party. Wait till I come back. Wait till I come back, Jamaica. Judgment a pitch in a Labour Party. Thank you. Jamaica, we're going to shift focus a little bit and we're heading up to Belmont Road because this morning on Nationwide, I hear that the Labour Party is in a meltdown this morning. Thank you, Chantel. I hear that Belmont Road is in a state of bother this morning. And when I turn on the radio and I listen to the state media, yeah, I don't know if you guys heard or see what is happening in the Jamaica Labour Party. Well, based on information reaching me from the corridors of Belmont Road, the Labour Party have totally gotten rid of the former chairman for area council, one, and they finally got rid of Winston Ennis. Remember, it is the same Winston Ennis that caused the Jamaica Labour Party to lose the deputy mayorship for the KCMC, you know. It is the same Winston Ennis that they came out and bash. Who remember bad word Joy Joy PNP open their mouths to speak. I don't know if we're speaking too much patois these days, or we are speaking a language that the Labour Party cannot understand. But it seems as though whenever the Labour Party go out of line, it is okay. But I am still waiting for them to show us how the opposition PNP went out of line in terms of Nickiesha Burchell. Huh? You know, hear me? Anybody hearing me? Come see one whole heap of F1 a go up. Are you guys hearing me loud and clear? Canadian girl like you. Everybody I hear me, man. Okay. Whenever me see F1 a go up, it seems as though something chip with the live. So now that's me know say everything up and running. Full speed ahead. I want to soon comment and tell me full speed ahead. Comment in the comment section and say full speed ahead. Now, my lovely people, Winston Ennis, it did a freeze. You know the Labour rights them not like when me push out the message. But in the name of Jesus, I blood them up this morning with the Holy Ghost. Up the hill we going this morning. Now, Winston Ennis, how much time the Labour Party are going to show you say they don't like you? Eh? How much time the Jamaica Labour Party is going to make it absolutely clear that you are no longer welcome among them? See, they didn't kick you from the one position you did have as the area council chairman. I remember say them already, I blame you. Yeah? Say it's you make Labour Party no have no deputy mayorship for KCMC. Well, Jamaica, I don't know what is going on at Belmont Road. But I wake up this morning and hear say the Labour Party is in a tailspin up there. Yeah, I yesterday congregate to get all kind of things for Labour Day up there. And I yesterday turn pan them one another. Who they get more from who I get less. And this a councillor and this a MP. And the list goes on and on. Well, just when you thought you would have heard it all, Jamaica. Yeah? Just when you thought you would have heard it all. This morning, the news reached nationwide. And I want you to hear what George Davis have to say this morning. Because the labor rights, yeah, are in a meltdown this blessed Monday morning. Listen here, Jamaica.
After coming off here at 9 this morning, between that coming off here and getting here, I got a few phone calls and boy, the labor right them in a meltdown. When my comrade friends message me and I say yes, I laughed myself because serious matters are always accompanied by the political theater that makes politics and governance in Jamaica an enduringly fascinating pursuit.
When you say George Davis, then I could have caused the Labour Party to be in a meltdown. I wonder if I did two report them. When you say George Davis, tell we again.
After coming off here at 9 this morning, between that coming off here and getting here, I got a few phone calls and boy, the labor right them in a meltdown. When my comrade friends message me and I say, yes. I laughed myself because serious matters are always accompanied by the political theater that makes politics and governance in Jamaica an enduringly fascinating pursuit.
Well, serious matter is taking place indeed, Jamaica. And when me say serious matters, serious blow to the Jamaica Labour Party when you see persons like all Delano Steve Wright. I remember say Andrew no really like him from day one. Yeah? Delano Steve Wright say every institution a collapse under the Jamaica Labour Party and in call out Nesta Morgan, in call out Works Agency. It is nothing but a disgrace in the Labour Party. Eh? Serious damage to the Jamaica Labour Party this morning. Eh? When Delano Steve Wright can come out and class the Minister of Public Works, Nesta Morgan. Oh, the bad road them in a constituency, and when he reach out to NWA, nobody na answer, nobody na this. Jamaica, this is serious, you know. This is serious, and it has now become a pattern in the Jamaica Labour Party. You hear the girl come out this morning and a cuss and a class Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, our constituency road them bad, and you never hear Juliet Cuthbert Flynn come out and highlight it. Say she have bad roads in her constituency and she want help. Because if she come out and ask for help, it a go look bad pan her. And this is what I don't appreciate. They didn't talk it, you know. They didn't talk it in the parliament. See, enough of them Labour right constituency mash up under Melissa Hurricane. But if they ever dare come out, come open up their mouth and say them people are suffering, them people want help, Andrew Holness, we put them under subjection. And it is true. But because Delano Steve Wright no plan peace align with Andrew Holness, Delano Steve Wright can come out, can chastise Andrew and in cabinet. Well, Jamaica, this morning, Delano Steve Wright hold back nothing and in class the Public Works Minister and Stephen Shaw and them and those that work at National Works Agency. This to look good Labour Party.
The bad road situation has become a source of great frustration in St. Andrew North Central, and frankly, I share that frustration. We have made repeated representations at the end of the day regarding deteriorating roads, potholes, sandy gully concerns, and so on. But the response is either just not there, zero, or just painfully slow, shoddy, and just uncoordinated and unprofessional. The fact that the NWA didn't even attend the CDF consultation meeting at St. Richard's Primary in the middle of the corporate area just shows how uncoordinated and disorganized they are becoming. Certainly, I am in full and absolute support of the Prime Minister's push towards a one-road authority, because Jamaica really needs a more coordinated, accountable, and professional and very modern approach to road management and infrastructure delivery. It cannot be the case that you have one single pothole on a major corridor for months now, and the same officials drive on that road, see the massive pothole damage in vehicles and can't even fix it. And that's just one of many cases of just complete incompetence.
Judgment in the Labour Party. Delano Steve Wright and Nesta Morgan incompetent. What a backside. Just when you thought you would have heard it all. Let me play it one more time, Jamaica Labour mashup.
The bad road situation has become a source of great frustration in St. Andrew North Central, and frankly, I share that frustration. We have made repeated representations at the end of the day regarding deteriorating roads, potholes, sandy gully concerns, and so on. But the response is either just not there, zero, or just painfully slow, shoddy, and just uncoordinated and unprofessional. The fact that the NWA didn't even attend the CDF consultation meeting at St. Richard's Primary in the middle of the corporate area just shows how uncoordinated and disorganized they are becoming. Certainly, I am in full and absolute support of the Prime Minister's push towards a one-road authority, because Jamaica really needs a more coordinated, accountable, and professional and very modern approach to road management and infrastructure delivery. It cannot be the case that you have one single pothole on a major corridor for months now, and the same officials drive on that road, see the massive pothole damage in vehicles and can't even fix it. And that's just one of many cases of just complete incompetence.
Come here, Delano, Civ right. Because you're not gonna get any grace from the people. We not like you. You is nothing but just another nasty, dirty, worthless politician. So you're not gonna come play upon the emotions of the people to make it seem as though you want to answer the people's plight. We not like you. You is a dirty, nasty politician just like the rest of labor rights. We not sorry for you, and you could have come out complete and beg and cuss and class. You is no different than the rest of nasty, dirty politicians about your one road authority. Spark program fail. Reach program fail. Our next one name, Go program fail. And now no one can suck out taxpayer. Yay. But, why name? One road authority. Kuyu. Eh? Look at you. You want come now fi come in the good book with the people. We not like you. You is a nasty, dirty politician like the rest of them. The Reach program no reach nowhere, and the Spark program not flickering, and the Go program have stopped. And now no one come now with one fourth. Look here now. Look here, sir. Look here. You're not going in no good book around here. You is a nasty politician. Come here. Me not tarry with you, cause you so tense up on my screen. Come here, Senate President. How I name again? Finson. No Finson in name. Yes, man, a Tam Tavares Finson. Tam Tavares. Why you come here a little bit, sir? Did I hear you correct the other day? Huh? Come here, cause me can't talk too loud. Cause when I pray and when Jamaica pray, we expect God Almighty to answer. And it seems as though Jamaica, that this is the year of revelations. And ever since I've been on this platform, I would have heard the elders. Yes, the elders such as Comrade Sydney. Yeah? Elder Roy Martin, God bless him soul. Yeah? Dr. the Most Orin Cole. The elders whenever they come on this platform, they make reference to one incident that took place in the early 80s. Yes? For those of us who know the political landscape, and for those of us who are old enough to remember, and for those who were born in the 70s, and in the 80s and the 90s baby like myself, who read about the 70s and the 80s, we all know that the People's National Party, yes, under Norman Manley, ruled in the 70s. Michael Manley stewardship lives on today. And we know the 70s belong to the People's National Party. But during the years of Michael Manley reign, we all know that the opposition at the time, the Jamaica Labour Party, when they came into power 1980, and we all heard of the horror stories and the murder that they would have carried out to win the 1980 election. One such event that they carried out when they won that election is to burn down the Eventide elderly home, where the elders them then in the class were born and grew up in the 70s and hear about the Eventide home. Well, Jamaica, I always tell you on my platform, yeah, that what not happen in a day will eventually come and happen in a year. Well, Jamaica, I listened to the Senate on Friday, and me say my mouth drop wide open when the president of the Senate, Tom Tavares Finson, I blood him up in the name of Jesus this morning. And I said, thank you, Jesus, the blood, the blood, the blood, the blood. Jamaica people, when I hear Tom Tavares Finson say 1980, when the Jamaica Labour Party win the 1980 election, it was under their stewardship, Lord God Almighty. It was under the stewardship of the Jamaica Labour Party. Yes. Tom Tavares said he blamed the state for the fire that caused the life of 157 elderly women to be burned to death. Yes. Tom Tavares admitted, say it is the Jamaica Labour Party. It is the state who is responsible. Had Jamaica Labour Party win the election, and the things that they have done to win that 1980 election, it should be documented and it should be on Netflix for generations to come. Jamaica, I could not believe my ears when I hear, Tom Tavares Finson admit that it is the state that was responsible for these elderly women, and it was a coordinated attack, within the Jamaica Labour Party to cause the People's National Party to have stigma on them. And as soon as the Jamaica Labour Party won the 1980 election, for them to win that election, they have carried out these fires. It is documented in WikiLeaks, and the CIA Jamaica have admitted that they were in collusion with Edward Philip George Siaga. And when the investigations were concluded, the substance used to carry out that fire, based on the reports, Jamaica, is only the military had access to those substances. And the CIA admitted, Jamaica, that those substances were given to the Jamaica Labour Party. Jamaica, when I hear Tom Tavares admitted it, that it is the state that is responsible for that fire, I said, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. The Labour Party admitted that they are responsible for the 1980 Eventide home fire that caused the life of 158 women. Jamaica, I want you to listen to Tom Tavares admitting on the record that the state, the Jamaica Labour Party, is responsible. They are the state. And he was referring to them that the state was responsible for the Eventide home fire. Listen to him, Jamaica.
I avoid all politics in this matter. It is a most painful event which ought to be seared in the memory of Jamaica. That over 157 elderly women, many of whom were physically and mentally challenged, would meet their death in this most painful and atrocious manner is something that we as a nation need to reflect on. Many of the senators in here, I know, have no idea about this event. And you need to read about it, get an understanding about it, so that something like this can never ever happen in our history again. The fact that these poor and destitute women, many of whom had been abandoned by their families, could die in circumstances like this, where the state, and this is the painful thing to me, it is the state who was responsible for them.
Stop! I said to Harlem, pull up! The Jamaica Labour Party, they were the state who were responsible for these elderly women. And here we have Tell Truth Jamaica. Huh? Tell Truth, come! Richard Centabin. Tom Tavares Finson finally admitted it. That it was the Jamaica Labour Party who is responsible for the burning down of the Eventide elderly home. I said, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. The wicked confessed. Man like Honorable Orrin Cole would have told us many times on this platform. Man like Sydney would have reminded us time and time again. Man like Elder Roy Martin, God rest his soul, would have told us many times on this platform. This is the year of revelations, Jamaica. And here we have Tom Tavares Finson admitting it, that it is the state who is responsible for the burning down of the Eventide home for the women. 157 women perished in that fire. and they were under state care. The Jamaica Labour Party was in power 1980. Eh? What a wicked act. What a wicked act. But Jamaica, this is just the beginning of what is to come where confession is concerned. Can you imagine Jamaica? Can you imagine? Well, Jamaica, speaking of confessions, there are many other confessions left to come. Because when I look at what is happening in the parliament, and how the gatekeepers continue to conduct the affairs of this country, one begs to ask, who is next that is going to confess? And when I listen to the confessions, because I said the mouth just a get up, and then there's a chatter, no know what them a chat say, you know. And so them chat Jamaica, God Almighty just a reveal the things them unto the people of this country. So we did there, we a wonder who could I stop the report them from table. Nobody nan take no blame. Well, as I would have said from day one, the report sent to 3 people: Juliet Holness, Tam Tavares Finson, and Colleen Lowe. The Speaker, the President for the Senate, and the Clerk to the House. Well, he came out and he admitted it. And the fact that he admitted it, Jamaica, is not because he wanted to admit, but because he wanted to take the heat from Juliet Holness. Listen, when you listen to him, he made it seem as though it was a collective. It doesn't matter. We don't care if the 3 have to sign it. We don't care. The fact of the matter is, we have paid an institution to carry out its functions. And after getting paid to carry out their function, the Jamaica Labour Party wants to prevent them from revealing their functions. And while we understand that there are rules and regulations that governs this country, such as the Secrecy Act and the right to this and that, we also have the right to information. And we also have the Integrity Commissions Act that orders the tabling of reports. And so, my lovely people, Juliet Holness continues to suppress the tabling of reports. We heard about the suppression of the FLA reports. For 3 months now, it has been sitting in front of her, have not yet been tabled. And over the weekend, we are now hearing that the Ministry of Health, the permanent secretary, Errol Green, who have totally now become one of them, has now seek judiciary review because the Integrity Commission is asking for public records belonging to public servants who works within the Ministry of Health. So why is it, Jamaica, that when it comes on to the Prime Minister, who is saying that he's against corruption, why is it that Andrew Holness continue to allow Juliet Holness to rule him as the Prime Minister of this country? I'm going to repeat it again. If you are the Prime Minister, why is it that you are allowing your wife to continue to rule you from making certain decisions? Well, Jamaica, when I listen to great men speaks, I have to look within myself and say, this is classic Andrew Michael Holness. Jamaica, I want you to listen to what individuals are now referencing to as what exactly is causing Juliet Holness to be ruling Andrew Holness. And based on what persons are saying, they are now referencing Andrew Holness as a kunumunu. And when I look up the meaning of a kunumunu, Google is telling me that a kunumunu is someone who is being ruled by his wife. And then Jamaica, it starts to come left, right, and center thanks to Google. And I want you to listen to me, Jamaica. The definition of who a kunumunu is. And when I look it up, Jamaica, it is in fitting. Kunumunu Andrew is quite fitting. I want you to listen, Jamaica, to kunumunu, the definition, and tells me if it is not quite soothing to Andrew Holness this morning.
If Juliet.
Listen carefully, my people.
Whenever a man is being ruled by his woman or wife, we call him a kunumunu man. No leader must allow his wife to run the shot for him, because he will be called a kunumuno. Well, one thing me sure me no kunumuno. One thing I am sure, I don't have to go home and ask any woman at home what to do and come back the next morning and say, well, my view is this and this. And anybody, any leader in this country, in the future in particular, and take it from the maximum leader in the whole Caribbean region. No leader must allow his wife to run the shot for him, because he will be called a kunumuno.
Jamaica people, ball out. Andre Stevens would have said ball out. Jamaica have to play it again. What you say?
Whenever a man is being ruled by his woman or wife, we call him a kunumuno man. No leader must allow his wife to run the shot for him, because he will be called a kunumuno. Well, one thing me sure me no kunumuno. One thing I am sure, I don't have to go home and ask any woman at home what to do and come back the next morning and say, well, my view is this and this. And anybody, any leader in this country, in the future in particular, and take it from the maximum leader in the whole Caribbean region. No leader must allow his wife to run the shot for him, because he will be called a kunumuno.
Come here, kunumuno Andrew. Come here, kunumuno Andrew. And me say it, it is not just a Jamaican dialect. The entire Caribbean have come to understand the term of what or who a kunumuno is. And we all can agree this morning that Andrew Holness is a kunumuno. Now, I want to ask Jamaica. Yeah? I want to ask. The government is seeking to block the Integrity Commission's access to personnel files in the Health Ministry corruption probe. And I get to understand that the Integrity Commission Director Kevin Stevenson is saying that the IC's mandate is at risk because the Jamaica Labour Party is preventing them from carrying out their mandate. Jamaica, the government has now moved to the court to prevent the Integrity Commission from compelling the Ministry of Health and Wellness to produce, I think it's 8 employment files as part of its investigation in alleged corruption in the Jamaica Cuba eye care program. So what I'm gathering is that Errol Green, who is the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health, is asking for privacy. So the Integrity Commission is doing their investigation. With a public entity. an entity that is a part of the public service. And here we have the Jamaica Labour Party blocking the Integrity Commission for a second time. And this time, they are asking for privacy. I want to ask the Jamaica Labour Party and the Labour Rights them. No wonder George Davis said them in a meltdown this morning, you know. Labour Rights are in a meltdown this morning. Because I would love to know, what privacy would they need from a public service entity? So you employ 8 individuals in a role, whether them still a work there or they would have left. Their record should be there. Their files should be there. And you must present the files to the Integrity Commission, because it is a part of their job to ensure that taxpayers are paying individuals who are qualified. Now, if you want privacy, labor rights, then you take up your backside and you go and join them and those who work in the private sector. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. Let me repeat it again. You are working in a public service entity. You are a public servant. And an investigating body is asking for your records. And you are saying you want privacy? Let me remind you something, Mr. Errol Green. The Integrity Commission is not asking the Ministry of Health to provide them with nobody medical records, dirty man. The Integrity Commission is asking the Ministry of Health and Wellness for public records concerning the employment of individuals. What is secret and private about that? Which begs us to come to only one conclusion, Jamaica. That the only reason why Errol Green and the Ministry of Health is preventing the Integrity Commission from getting access to these files is because the Jamaica Labour Party would have inserted individuals into roles at the Ministry of Health and Wellness who are not qualified. I wonder if people are hearing me this morning. The audacity of this man, Errol Green. We will not forget what you would have done to Cornwall Regional Hospital in its early years while you were a part of the reconstruction. And you would have failed that project miserably. And then take up this thinking man and make him the permanent secretary within the Ministry of Health. Well, I am telling you from now, dirty man, take up yourself before nobody have to tell you to leave. You could have permanent some more. Take up yourself, dirty man, and make way for a new permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health when Matt Jefferson, me certainly know said Dr. does now work with you. Eh? This man Jamaica is nothing short of corruption. See, Davian remind us that he was the CEO for Southeast Regional Health Authority. This man, Errol Green, Jamaica, is an absolute disgrace. An absolutely shameless man. Huh? And so Jamaica, when I listened to the labor rights them this morning, yes, I have to ask myself, really labor rights? Much ado about nothing. What is it that they are complaining about this morning? Touching the mace, speaking patois. I don't get it. Me not get it, Jamaica people. What is it this morning that have the labor rights them in a chokehold when London is burning? There is so much happening in this country. Democracy is at hand. Democracy is under threat. And instead of focusing on these two crucial reports that I am getting to understand is worse than SSL. Yes. I am getting information that these two reports, the FLA report, and now this one that they're blocking from the Ministry of Health, is far worse and damaging than that of SSL. Huh? And so Jamaica, the president of the Senate, Tom Tavares Finch, made it absolutely clear that no one will allow him to bow under no pressure to table these two reports. And he went further to say that the decision regarding the FLA report was not only tabled or refused to be tabled by Juliet Holness, but it was jointly by the presiding officers of Parliament, following consultation with the clerk and legal officers of Parliament. Well, when I look at that Integrity Commission report, present and past, me not see no presiding officer name pan the package. When the Integrity Commission put it out on them social media, so them send report to Parliament, me not see no presiding officers. In a back to no presiding. It is dated and it is carefully typed out in care of, and it must be delivered to such and such a person. And it is there that Juliet accepted, Tom Tavares accepted, and Colleen Lowe accepted. So I don't know why the Jamaica Labour Party doing what they do best. Doing what they do best. And one must ask themselves the question, is how Nationwide not have access to these reports as yet? Because let me tell you something, Nationwide can't take one other beating, Nationwide cannot take another beating. But what I come to understand, that this is a tactic that is being used by the Speaker of the House, Juliet Holness. The first question I want to ask is, how did the FLA know to file injunction to block the report? In labor rights, if a matter was being investigated and you don't know the findings in that report, you just know say them audit your business, You don't know the conclusion. And that report was sent to Parliament where 3 persons accept that report. Yeah? And before the report tabled, you are going to file injunction to block it from being tabled. How you know say what in it is bad and you don't want to hear it? How you no know say appear good things in the report? So how you are block it from? I don't understand these people. Every single time something damaging or a damaging report to come out, this is what Juliet Holness does. This is the same tactic she used with her man. Don't forget? Don't forget, so when the Integrity Commission report was to come out with Andrew Holness and in 28 bank account, who remember when the wife decide that she's not going to table? Only now remember, it is the same tactic she used. And let me tell you something, Jamaica. For those of us who easy to forget, remember that the last FLA report was a disgrace in the Jamaica Labour Party. Yes. The last FLA report under the Jamaica Labour Party, it literally showed up the entire corrupt ecosystem of the Andrew Holness administration. Are you guys forgetting that? Only now remember, say it is the same FLA report that got Bobby Montague fired from the Ministry of National Security. Only now remember the serious allegations of the minister's interference in overruling the FLA and issue gun license to criminal. Oh no, remember, see, that's why they did have to fire Bobby Montague. People just are walking down a FLA and say, Bobby, send me. Yeah. People who just do time down a GP I come out and I get gun. Bobby send me to Uno. Well, this current Integrity Commission report on the FLA, I am hearing that it is far worse, Jamaica. Yes, far worse. And let me remind you, Jamaica, it was the corruption of Bobby Montague why Andrew Holness had to get rid of him as Ministry of National Security. It was corruption while Bobby Montague was the Minister of National Security when he used his powers, to overrule the FLA, the Firearm Licensing Authority. They are responsible to give you a license to carry a licensed gun. And individuals who were criminals, Bobby overruled the Firearm Licensing Authority, the people them who decide whether or not you should get a license to carry a gun. Bobby overrule that authority and give criminals the authority to carry guns. It is the same Bobby Montague as Minister of National Security at the time to use his authority, to use taxpayers' money to order 350 used police vehicles. And up to now, Jamaica, we cannot see the balance of our police cars. And you want to tell me that Kuno Andrew Holness put back Bobby Montague in his cabinet despite all of these corruption? The people of Jamaica still come out and voted for this man. We must suffer in this country and we must continue to suffer under the hands of the Jamaica Labour Party because we're too wicked to ourselves. Yes, and I say it with no apology. We knew these things, Jamaica, and we came out and voted for Bobby Montague. Huh? Well, Jamaica, I want you to listen carefully as I read to you what is at hand concerning the tabling of these reports. Well, according to Attorney General, the Commission and Kevon Stevenson have failed to properly interpret and apply Section 48, 1A of the Integrity Commissions Act in purporting to compel submission of documents that contain material concerning the personal privacy of the officials. Section 48 empowers the Director of Investigations to compel documents or information specifying that no secrecy obligation, including the Official Secrets Act, can block compliance. However, it also provides that no one can be compelled to produce material protected by legal professional privilege or which they could not otherwise be compelled to produce in court, a protection the government argues extends to sensitive personal data in the employment files. So you are telling me that there are sensitive personal data in these individuals' employment files. Remember in Jamaica that these are not medical records. These are employment files, which means them employ you, so you depend the record. What Jamaica could have been so private about these persons that the ministry employs? Eh? Your file must state your name, where you come from, where you go to school, yeah, your skills, yeah, your qualification, your education background. Those are what make up your employment file. Nobody asks those who were employed to the ministry to tell the Integrity Commission their medical records. They never ask for that. They ask for employment records of current and past employees that the government employed during a particular time because the Integrity Commission have reasonably information that corruption took place during these few years. Why is it that the Jamaica Labour Party is seeking to block access to getting these information? It is the same reason why Andrew Holness today is not certified for 4 years now. Because information that will show that the Prime Minister is corrupt is being withheld by Andrew Holness himself. If you are not a corrupt leader and they are asking you for certain information, why not give it to them and give them the benefit of the doubt? But instead, you withheld those information, and so you want to force the court so that the Integrity Commission can certify you. No! You have to give the requisite information required by the Integrity Commission. And failure to do so, you will not be certified and your entity will be deemed corrupt. That is why we are here, Jamaica. Huh? The commission has rejected the government's argument. Listen carefully. The commission has rejected the government's argument, noting that Winston Green was complying with the request for documents well before the court action was filed. Senior investigator Sanjay Harrising stated in a sworn affidavit that the files were needed to identify handwriting samples, banking details, and contact information necessary to verify any nexus of potential fraud and irregularities identified in the award of contracts by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. He said that the investigation had identified several ministry officials as integral to engagements and payments to a contractor, and that the probe had revealed evidence of familial links between staff of the Ministry of Health and Wellness and the contractors. According to him, the Integrity Commission's investigative powers ought not to be easily overridden by general privacy concerns without context. Stevenson similarly argued that based on Harrising's evidence, the request for the files is anything but sweeping and is instead relevant and targeted as the investigation evolved. The applicants, who is the Attorney General and the Permanent Secretary Green, and the respondents' interest in preserving the public interest together with the detection, prevention, and prosecution of acts of corruption and possible fraud of which there is already probative evidence collected, shows that the personnel files requested are demonstrably justified in the circumstances. Stevenson also argued that requests for personnel and employment files had assisted the Commission in previous investigations that resulted in criminal prosecutions, including one matter now before the Westmoreland Parish Court. The Commission further argued that the Health Ministry was not unique in receiving such requests, and according to Stevenson, in 8 other investigations where the Commission requested personnel files, 8 government entities complied fully without relying on the Data Protection Act to resist disclosure. 8 other government entities have fulfilled identical requests in other investigations without seeking to rely on any prejudice, as it is my belief that they share the common interest of the preservation of the public interest and public purse and the detection of any corruption if it exists. All government bodies and departments should share this common interest. Stevenson also detailed that he described as prolonged resistance to the Commission's effort to serve documents. He said the Commission granted multiple extensions between August and September of last year before Green allegedly began declining calls and ignoring messages from investigators. A senior investigator alleged in an affidavit that a process server intercepted Green in the car park of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, where Green refused to accept service of the documents and thereafter vacated the premises. The Commission ultimately served the summons on March 2nd of this year, more than 6 months after the original notice. So right there and then, Jamaica, there is a blatant attempt to suppress the Integrity Commission. 6 months, then corner the man in the car park at the Ministry of Health and ask him to provide information 6 months ago. And when then call the man a decline then call and no one comply with the Integrity Commission. So now the Integrity Commission have to send out a summons spanning backside, forcing him now to compel. What a shame and disgrace in the ministry them. Can you imagine, Jamaica? Stevenson argued the delay was fatal to the government's bid for an extension of time to challenge the August 2025 notice last year, noting judicial review applications must generally be filed within 3 months of when grounds arise. According to him, the health ministry was well aware of the investigation and participated in the process, the provision of evidence, including the giving of statement from as early as 2023 and up to 2025 in October. The commission also argued the case brought by the government and the health ministry amounts to an abuse of process, with similar issues already before the courts in the case of the state-owned Spectrum Management Authority and its managing director, Dr. Mariah Myers Hamilton, which also involves a personnel file demand. Justice Carol Barnaby granted the SMA permission to seek judicial review of an Integrity Commission request for personnel file. The Attorney General initially sought to intervene in the case as an interested party in January, seeking orders and to file evidence. However, it later amended its application in April to seek participation only through written and oral submissions. Stevens argued the government should have raised its concerns there rather than filing a new case. This application is frivolous and vexatious and should be dismissed on these bases. However, Green has countered, arguing that the notices and summons issued to him and the Ministry of Health are not before the court in the Spectrum Management Authority case. He said even if the Attorney General effort to participate were granted, the orders sought there would not touch the notice and summons directed at him or the investigation into the ministry's personnel file. Now, who is Jamaica's minister? The Attorney General. Who is the Attorney General of Jamaica? Because it is clear that you are the problem. Yes. You are the problem now, Mr. Attorney General. And for those individuals who are not aware of the functions of the Attorney General, the Attorney General is there to look out for the government and to protect their every move. But under the current Attorney General, the amount of case this administration lose, the amount of money this administration have to pay out to citizens. Every court case brought against the government, them lose. Well, tomorrow, Mark Golding say anyhow them not table it in a parliament tomorrow, you know. He's taking the matter to court. And you and I know that when Mark Golding decide to take a matter to court, he have grounds to stand on. And I can tell you this, Jamaica, on this blessed holiday. Honestly, anyhow Mark Golding carried a matter here to court, and the court ruled in favor of the Integrity Commission for those reports to be tabled. You know, say I done for Andrew Holness though. Anyhow, the court said that the report must tabled, and what them bring before them is null and void. I done for Andrew Michael Holness. Yeah. It is finished for the Jamaica Labour Party. For the love of me, I cannot understand if I am there for good governance, yeah? And if I am there against corruption, and things are brought to my attention, if I have nothing to do with corruption, and if I am all about good governance, Jamaica, I would have ensured that these matters are brought before the parliament and allow the chips to fall where they may. That is what a good leader would do, you know. A leader don't stand behind corruption because his party stands to lose. Huh? What Andrew Holness is doing is putting party above, yeah, the governance of this country. How is it that institutions put in place to hold governments accountable? Whether PNP in a power, the Integrity Commission would be there to breathe down them back. So this has nothing to do with politics. It has everything to do with good governance. And by all measure, it shows that the Jamaica Labour Party is not about good governance. Because you cannot tell me that an institution that is there to hold public officials accountable, they are trying every way to block the powers given to these institutions. Jamaica, I personally believe, that when it comes on to the Integrity Commission should be similar to the FBI or the CIA in the United States, or the Interpol that is in Europe. Public sector or public sector service at any level is not private sector. So for the government to intervene, something no smell right. This is a public matter. And for the government to want to intervene in a public matter, something is there that they are hiding, Jamaica. This is something to watch keenly. Yeah? Public officials, such as those employed in whatever capacity in ministries, whether on boards, whether you work as a CEO, whether you work in the offices that run a hospital, whatever it is, you have to have a particular qualification to get these public service jobs. And once you join the public sector, Jamaica, you must be open for public scrutiny by the institutions that put there to audit entities, to scrutinize you as a public servant, and to bring you to the books whether you are worthy as a public servant. A public servant, Jamaica, you are a teacher, a nurse, a policeman, a doctor, a lawyer. You serve the public. Yeah? You cannot, as a teacher, as a public servant, when people picnic come before you for you to teach them, you engage in activities other than learning. And when accusations are made against you, and an audit team comes in, and these are the findings, so you trouble little pitney, or if you work in an establishment, a public entity like a hospital, and you are the CEO, the nurse, the doctor, the director, and when you get to spend public money, and the audit team comes in to see that public money is well spent, because you claim so you want things and taxpayers' money fund these things, and persons are now auditing these places to see to it that what you asked for was provided and they are there. Why is it that you are fighting institutions that want to carry out their functions? Public officials, Jamaica, that are serving the public and don't want to be scrutinized, then I am asking you to join the private sector. They scrutinize you and the ministry. Take up your big sour lump of lard and go join the private sector. You are a public servant, and as long as you are a part of the public sector, you will be held accountable. Enough of you now. You have joined the corruption bandwagon, and we are going to make a public example of them and those, including you. You are a disgrace from the time you were at the South Health Regional Authority. You mash up down there and you gone down a Cornwall Regional Hospital and you were a disgrace. And now them further elevate you as permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health. Well, let me tell you something, dirty man. Lift up your blouse and skirt, because Dr. Dawes will not work with you as his permanent secretary. So make I tell you from now, when the PNP forms the next government, nobody give them no hard time as permanent secretary. Rub out yourself and make we have to erase you. We know in a long talking with you as permanent secretary, and a lot of people don't understand what the word permanent mean. It means that you are there for life. Nothing can move you, only by death, or if you wish to voluntarily move. And so whether PNP come in a power or JLP in a power, you are a permanent secretary. So you have to work with either administration. But me I tell you, dirty man, we no want the likes of you, and we no want your kaba rub off pan Dr. Dawes. So me I ask you kindly, give the Integrity Commission what it asked you for, and nobody further bring down the Jamaica Labour Party more than how it has been brought down to its knees. My lovely people, this is where I am leaving it for today. It's 12 o'clock, and none of you make the holiday done for me, and me no go have a drink and dip my foot in a little sea water. So Puerto Rico, here I come. It is a lovely, lovely afternoon in St. Anne, and the sun is hot. And uno na go waste my holiday. I love you guys, but time come. Time come. Time come. I'm cutting the show an hour early today. Me know I love the show, and the show was nice. And I know you guys stand with me, but I hope you guys understand. It is a holiday, and I don't want the day to done without me enjoying a little bit of the holiday. Not true? Sandy Solid, big up yourself. My lovely people, it was my pleasure being here. Let us continue to look out one for another. Let us continue to champion the message of the People's National Party as we continue to hold this government to an account. As we wrap up the program, Jamaica, let us remind you the hallmark of who Andrew Michael Holness is. Definitely a kunumuni. And so, Jamaica, no make nobody call Hunu no kunumunu. Anybody that is ruled by them wife is called a kunumunu man. And Andrew Michael Holness this afternoon is a classic kunumunu. Good afternoon, my lovely people. Listen to Andrew Michael Holness a kunumunu.
Whenever a man is being ruled by his woman or wife, we call him a kunumunu man. No leader must allow his wife to run the shot for him, because he will be called a kunumunu. Well, one thing me sure me no kunumunu. One thing I am sure, I don't have to go home and ask any woman at home what to do and come back the next morning and say, well, my view is this and this.